They like beat the chest and like.
Yeah. When you said you helped her reach Nirvana last night, that Mike Epps shit. I'm gonna do that this.
When they praying on my downfall, hoping that I lose it all. Love me the most, even when they short me, I'ma stand tall. I'll love me the most, the most, the most. I'll love me the most, the most, the most. I'll love me the most.
Mexico, man. So I knew, bro. As soon as I got there, I think we had talked maybe a week or two before. And I didn't know what to expect going to Mexico. I just knew I was ready to get the hell up out the States.
Oh God.
So, getting over there and just feeling the energy off top. It ain't taking but a few days, maybe a week. And then I remember getting on the horn calling you. You was the first person, bro, because I felt not only just our connection already that we've been had, but I'm like, out of all my homies, Zen is gonna understand what I'm really trying to say with the way I'm feeling with being here and getting out of the quote unquote rat race, getting out of the matrix. So
that is the U.S. Matrix.
that matrix.
Oh God, that first day, I remember the first day I got down there, man. I was like, I ain't leaving.
Man,
My spirit was like, you ain't supposed to go nowhere, man.
at all.
And then and also the realization about just how far the dollar can go, the different cost of living there, really, that was new. Really
Yeah, bro.
experiencing it. It's like, especially with everything that's, the heavy matrix as is in the States. There's a matrix everywhere, but the one in the States is like, oh man, I ain't trying to go back there, bro.
And it was at the time of the pandemic.
Yeah, 2020.
So
Shit shut down.
shutting down. They riding in the streets. Yeah, the George Floyd situation.
It's cold as hell in Michigan, nigga. Wintertime.
So like you said, though, I wanna bounce off of that cost of living and just seeing the differences of, oh, this is what you can buy groceries for. This is what you can go to the dentist for. This is what if I fall and slip and get hurt, I can go to a hospital and pay like it really was a mind fuck.
I can go get some watermelon with seeds, nigga, some grapes with seeds,
That part.
some food that ain't
You getting the real,
all those crazy hormones in them shits, like
exactly
different. Really.
So it was that first initial feeling, and then I believe is once you start to feel this new energy, other people see it. And so they're wondering, what's going on there? What's in the water there? So then you start getting the questions from family, friends, like bro's really over in Mexico. Like, are you coming back? When are you coming back?
My granny thought I was tripping.
Man, thought we was bugging. Thought we was bugging. And also too, I think for myself, it's really it showed me a different way to make money too, outside of just working what we was programmed to believe. Working for a company, you staying still. Like, man, once I started seeing other people traveling from different parts of the world coming to Mexico, and they making money right off of their computer. They got this business, or they doing this drop shipping, or they're marketing themselves, or they're teaching this lesson. I'm like, hold up, I'm over here. I've been teaching English back in the States and been being a teacher and working with the youth. Now I can do this outside of the States. You start learning about other ways to make money. It's a game changer, bro. It's a game changer.
Building new networks, new information, new wisdom. Also, I think at the same time, like going down, getting out the country, like so you meet other people that are like-minded. They're out the country, of their country for a reason. So you start seeing like there's a matrix within their country. Like in Canada, a lot of people talking about Canada and how it was crazy over there. So
shout out our Canadians.
man, all the Canadians. We had a lot of the mugs in Mexico, bro. They was deep.
A lot.
But meeting those and the freedom, it's a little bit the matrix as far as the societal, and Mexico really opened my eyes to that the societal pressures of putting that shit on, as people would say, like, oh man, you niggas got the ones, you got this. Is really like, nigga, I don't care about socks. I don't care about having a shirt on weather, but two, just the freedom to be able to be that way and not even care about the societal race of your external look to an extent.
Exactly.
And another thing was I learned that really, I guess, helped me slow down. It's like living in the country in the States. You know, you get to slow down a whole lot. A lot of shit don't really matter when you get to the state, when you get to the country. But being in these places like Mexico, you get to see how so tightly connected like they are. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously everywhere there's gonna be people that don't fuck with people, but you know they're connected. It's like a family.
In a
You
different
know,
aspect.
everybody living together, they working
Mhm.
together as a unit, and they're sad. They're happy with us all chilling and eating a dinner together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that's good with them. A trip to Barbados or Jamaica, that shit does not matter. They ain't even thinking that way. They're truly happy and at peace with their how they're living right now. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like, I think that right there really like blessed my soul. One in that same type of camaraderie with the tribe that I'm connected to, I'm living in. You know what I'm saying? The living environment. I want it to be that way. Like here in Colombia, you see it. How I mean, they're all Colombians.
Mhm.
In the States, it's a big ass melting pot, and then there's the chess moves and chess games of having us against each other. It's kind of hard to an extent to do that in these other countries because they're all one Mexican,
Yeah,
all
exactly.
Colombian. They may come in from these other different places, but culture wise, all connected. But it's like, all right, that's the way I want the tribe to be, the circle, the environment that I'm living in to be this. Like I say, you need a tribe to build a family, have a family. That really being like, all right, this is the type of tribe, this type of vibe I want. Where it's not. Yes, we have our own aspirations, things that we want to grab and things that we want to do, but it's not. Oh man, what the hell is that right there? That's like a red squirrel,
Oh, that's
dog.
the that's the. I don't know the name of it, but that's they type of.
I ain't never
It's
seen
like a
nothing like
chipmunk
that,
or squirrel. It's in
man.
that chipmunk. It's in that
That shit
family.
was like reddish, brownish. Shit
And I
crazy.
think it's got like a white strip on it too, if I'm not
Man, I'm
mistaken.
gonna take that nigga home.
But big facts to what you're saying, bro. Like, I want to piggyback off of that, like that tribe and getting back to. I remember when we were shorties. I remember us and as a family sitting eating together. But then as we got older, especially once these cell
Mm-hmm.
phones and social media became that, everybody's doing their own
Shit
thing.
dead,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? And usually, mama's not even cooking the way she used to. It's fast food. It's pizza. It's this. It's you know what I'm saying. So it can be it's convenient.
Yeah.
In the States, it's convenient. So
Yes.
they, oh yeah, let me go grab this hot and ready. Let me go grab this. It's convenient, but it's like, dog, we getting away from the family, from
Yes.
being connected, from discussing issues. How you feeling? What's going on in your mind?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All of those things. But you got your cell phone. You got your cell phone to lock into, and
Mhm.
that's the escaping.
You
So
know, not to cut you off, but really popped in my head when you were saying what you're saying. It's like what they say when people grow the most when they get away from their home. Like when you're gonna go to college, people leave their hometown because they're like, yo, if I'd have stayed here in the state, like I'm a big hooper. Michigan gonna invite me to play in Michigan. All my niggas is in Michigan. I'm not gonna grow the same as if I leave out of Michigan. It's like with Carmelo when he had to go, or Brandon Jennings when them niggas had to go to Oak Hill. Niggas left from there. He's like, all right, I don't have all these other things. So it makes you move differently. You tap into yourself differently because you don't have those easy vices that you can go call it vices or them easy things that you can go do that you have in the States, because you have your boys, you
it's the
have this place
comfort.
to
It's
go.
the comfort. It's
Yeah,
the
so
comfort.
you're in a whole different environment. I think also it helped me tap in. I mean, I'm moving around a lot, helped me tap in, but being in Mexico really just helped me tap in like to myself and my spirit deeper. I feel like it's all source self. There's nothing, it's not Mexico that made this happen, that made these spiritual epiphanies or wisdom and knowledge come about. It's all source. So I don't want to give it to Mexico, but being in that space allowed the source that what I am to blossom and flow out in a different manner, which made me understand and understand myself in a different manner. Also made me understand and maybe really realize my sexual energy. Like the second time I came back, when you were already there for that whole year, and I was staying at JC spot, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this energy? What am I feeling? And I sat with it. I'm like, yo, this is my sexual energy. It's like
And
getting
for
a
the
fresh
this is your first
first
time
time
really
really
sitting
sitting in
with
it. I'm
that.
like, it's like getting a fresh haircut. You know what I'm
Ooh-wee.
saying? I'm like, you want to be out, you want to be seen, but it's really that sexual energy. I'm like, all right, instead of going out and wanting to be seen or get a drink or attract shorties, I'm gonna use this to create and to learn. So I'm sitting with that more. It's like smoking. After you smoke, right? You get this, you have the scratch there's nothing that you can that's going to itch that scratch. There's nothing, no food, no type of substance. Dopamine
But
is
you
really
looking
going to
for it. But
itch
it's
that
something that
scratch
you're looking for.
because there's nothing that's going to be able to do because it's internal. So, but when you take the time to actually sit with it, and you learn how to actually vibe with it and not have it direct you to where you have to have the munchies. You know what I'm saying? Or looking for something to
Go have that
to
release.
have that release. You can sit with it, then you're like, all right, well, I'll use it in a creative space, like when you do with music or with art or something like that, or meditating. Being in Mexico, really being in that different environment, and anywhere we go outside of being in different places, it really brings a different version of yourself out. You tap in. I felt, at least for myself in my journey, I changed. It's like a snake, the phoenix. Just a shedding caterpillar to the butterflies. I said when we did the ceremony, felt like we graduated school, bro. That is life. Like Goku turning Ultra Instinct. He just tapped into his angel powers, but really, even though he graduated to that, he still just it's like graduating high school and going to college. Yeah, you graduated life, but
it's
now
more
you're tapping
levels,
into the new spiritual world of life that
which is a whole nother
you're a
experience.
neophyte on, right? You know what I'm saying? You a god in a human form, but once you graduate, now you're a neophyte in that spiritual aspect of growth and being in that new world of after your graduation. Now the real thing happens.
Exactly, bro. And man, that ceremony that changed everything. That ceremony that changed everything. But I like what you said too, though. It's we giving the love to Mexico for sure. But like you said, it was within source self. You know what I'm saying? And it just was at that point, at that time, Mexico was the place that allowed you to sit
Yes.
and download these messages. Look at the
One of the
big
oh
guy.
boy. And it was one of the
Look at the
think
big
about
guy.
that to allow you to be free. It was like one of the only places in the world around the world that was actually still open during COVID.
Literally, one of the very few places that was still open, and that in itself says a lot because not just us from the United States, we met so many people from all around the world, like-minded, bruh. Like-minded, like yo, we all coming from different cultures, different walks of life. We all look different. I mean, we might look the same in some aspects too, of course. But here we are finding ourselves in Mexico when the world is shut down. Many people
Some niggas can't leave their houses.
panicking, losing their shit, and we over here tapping in to the best version of ourselves,
expanding, growing,
and
traveling, enjoying. Yeah, being present.
Priceless,
soaking
bro.
up the sun like you never soaked up the sun before.
That part, I gotta say,
Really?
because bro, just being from Michigan, 5 lakes, the Great Lakes, all love to Michigan. But I didn't realize, I knew I liked swimming, but getting to that ocean and living by the ocean, bro, it showed me a true love for water, for swimming, for the world that is in the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You literally look at the water like this. You right here, the water, everything is above is one world. Underneath, that's a whole world down there. Especially if you have the confidence to put the goggles on and go down there.
You a swimming ass nigga though, so I mean
Hey,
that's Aquaman ass nigga, dog.
and I look forward to tapping into that more, bro. Like
Man,
really free diving.
but I can't. So we did the what's it called? We did the little
You got for the certification, the scuba
diving joint.
Yeah, the homie was teaching us in his swimming pool. That's right.
I'm gonna
almost
piggyback on what
forgot
you said too about mixing that water. Like that's where it constantly came about for me too. It's like how we talk now. We talk to the trees. We talk to the grass. Like I talk
Talk
to
to
you. Like
Ellie.
what up,
Yeah,
Brody? What's
yeah.
good, God? Really being that with the water and the ocean. And like I'll get up super early in the morning to catch the sunrise at the ocean. And then from there I work out, meditate, and then I'll go spend time with the water. Cause I'm like, I can swim a little bit, but there was still fear within that element. So it's like, okay, if I'm really gonna embody all of myself and be the guy that I am, I need to, it's like the Avatar, the anime. I need to get better at mastering water, being good with the fire, with the earth. So being in the water and be like, okay, how much energy do I really need to exert? It's really how much energy do I really need to give and take within this water, this relationship, to really to be at harmony within this flow. Because if without practicing and trying and see, I won't know. So I could be giving too much that I need to be giving within this water and burn myself out. Now I'm tired and I don't got the energy to get back to shore. So I get to really sit, be with the water, and see the harmonizing of the energy that we need to exchange within each other to be at flow and not extend too much energy, extend not enough energy to really be in harmony with it. And that really being in Mexico with that really brought that peace of mind about to be able to grow more within that.
That's
you know,
profound, bro. That's profound.
and I needed that.
That's profound. Did you have? Because to me, it sounds like you healed. It's like you healed that aspect of yourself. Was there like a fear of? I mean, you did kind of say fear, but was it like a moment or something that happened for you to be hesitant of the water or need to fix that relationship?
Nah, really. But when you said that, like I did almost drown one time as a kid. Was it not Merriwater Park? I forgot where it was, bro. It's by Central University, by Central High School, where Central used to be at.
Okay.
Creston, going towards Creston.
Okay.
There's a park over there, that water park. I forget the name of Richmond. Yeah.
Over on,
It's crazy. Like the same day, me and my brother almost drowned the same day. But I think with that, I could always tread water a bit. But I'm like, yo, you going to cenotes with your ass, nigga? You want to take off the life vest, nigga? You want to swim? I'm like, yo, I want to be able to be in that space to where I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not I can't. You know, like if I want to, I can take this off and go swim.
Right.
But at that moment in time when we did, I'm like, nigga, I'm not doing that.
You easily could have been like, I'm not doing that and I'm never doing that. But you wasn't. You was like, nah, I'm being honest with myself enough. But let me fix this. Let me heal.
Let me get better at that. Let me grow with that. And the more, you know, a lot of times we have fear because we don't even know what the shit is. So we fear to start something, you know, because we haven't took the time to actually dive into it and see what it's actually like. So it was really like, okay, let me dive in. Let me actually go practice. I never go practice, go try to get better at swimming in the pool. I never had swimming lessons. Let me go practice. And the more I do this, I'm going to get better and be more confident. And I know there's going to be more times later within this movie we call life where I'm going to be in the water element.
Yes, sir.
And I want to be able to be in the water element, fully comfortable, fully vibing, or be in there with the goddess. I don't need no life suit, life jacket. Really be able to be comfortable within that because you've already seen the going to cenotes, me, you, and your mom. We're going to oceans, tapping into waters everywhere. I want to tap into every part of water.
Yeah, bro.
So let me get more comfortable with that. And I think with that, within that, it translates to other parts of our life, as we know. You know, we start diving into other things to get better in 100%. That we may have not even did before.
And I salute you for that too. For taking the time and the opportunity within yourself to get better at that. And I also feel like that's an aspect of yourself that opened up from your experience in Mexico, in the ocean, but also being with me, your brother. And I feel like that's so important because when you have true brotherhood like what we have, you build with each other, you learn from each other, and you're not afraid to give each other the credit when this is taking place.
My crown chakra going off, nigga, because you hit it on the head. It's like I told you earlier, when I first got to Mexico, and especially being in New York, nigga, I was much more into my bubble. As we walking, even like the first day we took me to the community, I said, nigga, all the kids coming up, nigga, like, but we walking down the street, all the dudes like, oh, hola, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the vibes, and I'm like, and then my spirit was like, yo, open up, time to be more open, free. You see how your brother doing it? See this energy? This how you naturally rock. Tap back into it, tap back into it.
God.
And then from there, it was different, nigga. Even here, I may come in with me and walking around, people like, even in Mexico, people like, oh, she like, yeah, you famous. I'm like, no, I ain't famous. It's just the energy.
It's just the energy.
I give, like you said, you speak, you talk, you give that vibe, and people reciprocate it. And I think a lot of times they don't expect it from, the image you have. It's like, got this cool, like if I don't know you, and I don't know myself, nigga walk like he him. You know what I'm saying? Got this cool vibe. Probably think the nigga may be stuck up. He think this about himself. Yes. So when you get that love and get that energy, a lot of people probably like, especially from the guy that you are. They're like, yo, you already seen the females that we interacted with, other males that we interacted with, where they just like they feel seen, like we see them, we see
Yeah.
the other aspects of them, but then also we, it's not like there's no competition with it. So we give them their flowers, we give them their love and what we see, and then within that they're like, oh my god, you, how I see you already, you see that in me. Wow, bro, I didn't expect that. Mucho flow. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so my bro. Yeah, real talk. Real talk. And I feel like, well, first I want to say gratitude and thanks for that, God. That's real. And I've seen it. I've seen you make the change of being more, especially first getting to Mexico from New York, getting out that bubble. But also that is coming more with the Spanish, as you already know. And I definitely need to touch on that with us, with what we've been learning, experiencing, traveling. For me, being myself, it's kind of wild to say. It felt easier to be myself once I left the States.
Yeah.
And then interacting with people, opening up, and then it, as much as I was doing it, it still was giving me confidence even more as I'm doing it and getting the responses that I'm getting, getting the reactions that I'm getting. And so too, bro, it had me feeling. I remember going back to the States for the first time after being in Mexico for a while and asking myself, like, all right, are you gonna turn yourself back?
Like to the US, Miles.
Miles, they don't even know me
Yeah,
as Miles.
facts. You'll go back to
You know what I'm
Brad.
saying? So that question definitely came to mind, and I'm sure that there was aspects of me that kind of was trying to turn it back down and trying to, but that was the first time.
Yep.
Now going back, and after several times, it's like, nah, I am who I am, and understanding now those who see me as I am and love me as I am, they're gonna accept me as I am.
Yes.
And if you can't do that, if you don't want to do that, you choose not to do that, it's fine. All love. It was. I take the lesson and the experience from what we had when you did know me. It's just not meant to move forward.
That's one thing. Like, as getting wiser. You know, I ain't saying the other word that start with an O. Getting wiser within this journey, man.
Yeah.
I think that's really been that saying when people are like, yo, just be you, and you're gonna attract who you're supposed to attract. You're going to, what's that word? Like push away. I can't get the word I actually want to use, but push away the people that you're supposed to push away naturally by being your authentic self. And the more you're, and it ties into what they say. It's like they did this test. Like they said, the most authentic energy, powerful energy, wasn't love. But I mean, love is everything. So, but if I want to go by what they say the most powerful energy is you being your authentic self. But when I think about that, when I think about your being authentic self, it reminds me when I'm fully present, open. My Kundalini is open, and I'm fully flowing in my full power of energy of myself. So I'm gonna attract exactly who I'm supposed to be within flowing in my full flow of myself,
100%,
and I'm
100%.
gonna, deflect or get people away that are not supposed to be, because I'm going to my our innate self of who we are is going to strike a chord in the people that it needs to strike a chord in, and they ain't gonna want to be in that reflection, see that within themselves.
Exactly.
So, and I feel like Mexico was like helped me get to that next level of that journey, because New York, I was starting to get comfortable within that journey. Now I'm even doing the shit for like the acting, like being being an extra or doing the reality show. Those things are all, and I'm looking hindsight, they're all small steps of me stepping into who the fuck I know I am. I always been within my spirit, who I only share this aspect of myself usually with my family, where I talk my shit, yada yada, I'm extra, but being comfortable with being that and expressing that and getting out of that, especially getting on the spiritual journey, starting off early. You think you're supposed to, like, it's like being Christian, supposed to play a role,
Man.
It's
supposed to
or
look like a
anything.
certain
Supposed to
way.
look a certain way, talk a certain way. No, I ain't gonna have a grill in. I ain't gonna talk like this. I'm supposed to, good morning, divine crying rising. We are amazing today. How are you doing? Things are all bubbly and happy. No, bro, shit really happens in life. You know what I'm saying?
Real life.
I'm good today, but tomorrow, since somebody pop out, like my homie just passed, I need a moment. You know what I'm saying? I need a moment. I need to get with myself. I need to give him the love. Allow these tears to shed and go off, and then, transmit that energy. But it's like being comfortable within all of that and knowing, like, oh, as soon as I get into thinking some type of way, I'm creating that reality. So it's like, all right, get comfortable. Like, so when I came back from Egypt and I had the white joint, which I told you I seen myself having before I got there. My last last day of finals at St. John's, I wore that out. I wore it, and it was because I was like, yo, I don't give a fuck. So
I ain't know
I'm
that,
going
bro.
to school with this whole thing on. And that was my symbol to myself, like, yo, I don't care. I don't care what people think.
Nah.
This is the type of vibe I'm on. I'm rocking with that, and it's been steps since then of growing within that. And obviously, we get to meet divine reflections, that we build connections. We have brothers for lifetime, but them seeing it, like, hey, Brody, like, nigga, that grill, bro, man, you make spirituality is cool, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, bro.
What they thought it might
what they think it is.
like.
So and like you said, going back to the States, being in that, it's a collective consciousness every place you're at. And it's thick in the States, in these certain cities, certain states, different places are gonna be thicker than others. And when I get in there, I'm like, yo, nigga, like, Mexico, I'm wearing flip-flops, no socks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing socks now.
Just real quick.
I'm wearing socks
So
now.
like code switching.
Yeah, bro.
Code switch, or that feeling at least, that energy.
Mhm.
But as you know, it's all here. It's all
Yep.
here. So
We're creating it.
If you want to create that and you want to fall into that, go ahead. But just standing on that understanding of truly knowing you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You are the creator. Period. And that's
And everything else gonna flow
priceless.
around that,
Priceless,
man.
bro.
So it's really been, it's the traveling, man, in general, man. It's truly been priceless. Mexico, it's crazy. We both went to Peru.
Mhm.
You've been to Brazil. I ain't been there yet. Then come to Colombia. And I think us being our authentic selves, like you said before, that's how we have these bonds and these connections. You built these bonds and connections with these divine souls in Colombia. So where I got to come here now, and it's like, yo, I don't even want to leave because these people are of divine energy, of vibes, and within that tribe get to build. It's like, yo, and they're all reflections of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you come here. I know people be looking like, damn, man, he good already in a different country, got friends and all this already, but it's like just that energy of how you flowing and not being afraid to come to these places. Not being afraid to get out of the state, out of your country, out of your city. And then like Jordan was saying, "Nigga, get up out of Mexico, bro. There's other places in Mexico. I hear you, bro. I'm going to eventually. My spirit's here now. But then I'm like, really, like you said, like you're really good everywhere. When your spirit is, you're at a certain type of way, you move in a certain type of time, and you got to see it all the way through. You done moved a lot also, going to different schools, moving to different places, schools, colleges,
Yes, sir, bro. Yes,
cities,
sir. Yes,
states. And you see in hindsight, you say, we only live life going forward, only understand life looking backwards.
Man.
And by looking backwards at our flow and our things, even like we were talking earlier, since middle school, bro, I told you, like, you know what I'm saying? There was already been connected since middle school. There was always something there.
Mhm.
The coach seen it, eh?
Mhm.
Coach Carroll seen it.
Mhm.
Coach
Conklin and
Coach
all three of the coaches.
Before
bro.
we even got to high school, they seen it. You know what I'm saying? Ninth grade, bro, the door is really so like, come on. But then also like us separating.
Yeah.
Me moving to where I'm going, but whenever time you going to where you're going, but whenever I'm back in town, so happen you back in town, and we end up connecting, and then we're seeing that we're on the same wavelength within the understanding within the matrix.
Because throughout some years from I feel like from literally from high school up until we both went to Mexico. That's a lot of time in there, and that was when you was on your journey, I'm on my journey. But it's like anytime that the universe will bring us back into the same place, usually it would be in Michigan. We would pick right up where we left off, and also have something new to bring to the table. Like, Brody, what you think about this? What you've been researching this? And we was always in synchronicity, always. And that's, long story short, to get up to why I felt so comfortable calling you when I first got to Mexico. I'm like, you got to come experience this, bro. And I can say who would have thought it would have got to this, but then another aspect of me is like, this is why you felt this connection to this brother all these years.
Shit, it was like that. My crown is going off, bro. I literally get goosebumps on my crown, but it's literally my first ceremony, bro, when I went without you.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, bro, like there was no me. I seen your face. In the spirit, the ancestors was like, yo, he has to do it. He was like, yo, he has to do it. Like, nigga, I was you.
And I wasn't finna do
Like,
that
and I'm sitting
ceremony
there,
unless you came.
I'm like, yo, this nigga Miles had to, and I told you then when we did it, the spirits told me right off the rip. We gonna get to that in another show, but they told me off the rip. I popped up off the medicine like this, and the spirit's like, you already know what it is.
You here for Miles.
He don't. Go help him out.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know you needed help. Just, I wasn't even looking at you, nigga. My back was turned on you.
Yeah, going through it in the underworld.
So, you know, this is beyond the physical. You know what I'm saying? As I told you, bro, like the spirits was like, no, this nigga has to do it. I told you that. I was like, yo, bro, you gotta do it.
I needed it. I will never ever forget that day, bro. I never. It was a rebirth, man.
So yeah, everything is leading to the next thing, bro. You don't go to Mexico. I don't come to Mexico. I was already thinking about doing a ceremony, but I was thinking I was gonna have to go to Peru to go do ayahuasca. That's what I was thinking I was gonna have to go do.
I wouldn't even think.
You know what I'm saying?
At this time,
because me and Aaliyah had looked into some of them joints before. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a ceremony. I was like, man, I'll do ayahuasca in Peru one day, maybe. You know what I'm saying? That was my thought. And then you already know how everything else goes. Next, you know, we in.
You get to Mexico and then get offered to do the ceremony not even a week after you there. Go and do a ceremony, come back speaking all of these profound things. Like, I'm like, hold on, my bro done tapped into something different. And now I was able to experience it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, that's a whole
that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh man.
But right there, but that instance in itself, bro, like I'll never forget that. I told you, bro, I was nothing, bro. I just seen your face. And it was like the spirit was like, yo, like, to be honest, if anything, it was like, yo, if I could see anything, it was like, yo, like, I could have took it as, yo, nigga, you were the main character within this movie reality, and I'm playing a supporting role. That could have easily been a way of seeing it that way. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, and the spirit was like, yo, it's a true reflection, true mirror. Even the second time, you know, we did it the same way. So it's seeing that. I think that right there was just like one of those. Nigga needed a stamp. Nigga, that was like the stamp of the stamp, bro.
Stamp of the
stamp of the stamp, bro.
From then on, I tell everybody, like, this is Zen. This is my soul, brother. Like, so this is deeper than this physical. And I knew it. You know what I'm saying? We knew it, but it just had to really show itself. Well, real quick, Brody, I want to ask you, like, aside from what it's done for you, for ourselves, what would be your recommendation for people to travel? Like, I'm sure you would recommend to people to travel outside of their comfort zone and where they come from. But why?
I think but hop on the chariot, you know, that we talked about earlier. Getting outside yourself, changing up. It's like every 3 days, the homie, you know, the guy says, like, changing shit up every 3 days. You know, it's like even in the gym, you don't do something regular.
Habits and
so
routines.
You know, you get in a new environment, you get to experience new things. You know, you're broadening your horizon, literally. You know what I'm saying? It's like what I used to be like, man, guacamole, that's white people joint. And then niggas eating guacamole. You know what I'm saying? I used to say that.
Wow.
Until, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the military, I'm away, and then
ignorant programs.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, though, I just learned this, bro. Like, the word ignorant is like, don't exist. It's like, you can't ignore something you don't know. So it's that in another word I just learned. But piggyback what we were just saying before. But you know what I'm saying? But I was, it's like dogmatic, you know what I'm saying? And I'm programmed because being from the area I'm in, niggas don't do that. So I'm not cultured. You know what I'm saying? Like, not cultured. They didn't have no green poom pow or some other shit, you know? But I think getting out, you know what I'm saying? Traveling, you get to broaden your horizon. You get to see different ways of living, way different people live. Try different foods. You get to meet different people that you would never meet. And I think within that, you become a different version of yourself. Because even if you look at something, it changes. So if you just go somewhere, you're changed regardless. It may not be on a conscious level that you're moving, but subconsciously, you're in a whole different collective consciousness. So you're going to change. So I think just expanding yourself which is why I would say my main point of travel and getting outside your comfort zone is expanding yourself to be a newer version of yourself.
Mm.
What about yourself? What would be like your main points you would probably hit on?
Perfectly said, bro. Perfectly said. I I believe I believe everybody should travel outside of their home environment, even if that's just you going to the city next door, the state next door, whatever, because of simply what you're saying. You change the environment, you change what you see, you're going to expand, you're going to evolve, you're going to learn. It's inevitable.
Yes,
It's
yes.
inevitable. So I know for some people, I don't care about learning, I don't care about growing. It sounds crazy to me,
You
but
probably care about experiences
yeah,
though,
that part.
and
That
a lot
part.
of times we're recreating the same experience.
Mhm.
Slightly different because it's a different day, so it's different energy regardless. But you're recreating like the archetype of that experience. You're going to that same club you went to last 10 years.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Going to the same club, going to the same bar, you're going to the same restaurants. You're bigger scale, maybe not minutely in the if you're looking at it day to day and day out, you maybe not creating the same experiences. But if you really take a outside look, an observation of how you've probably been moving the last 5 years,
Mhm.
a lot of the archetypes of your movements and the energies are very similar. You're recreating almost the same type
Yes.
experiences, man.
What we
And
be calling it, bro? Like autopilot. It's
yeah,
like you just on autopilot.
yeah.
I had to look in that selfie cam, get a new pic, develop who I am. Had to detach from my own genes, old habits, new lens, validate who I'm letting in. Gave too much, feeling less than. I finally know my worth and my value in setting. Love me the most when they praying on my downfall, hoping that I lose it all. Love me the most, even when they show me I'ma stand tall. Love me the most, the
Yo, I'm proud of us, Brody. We finally did this.
On God, we did.